In this module, we're going to be covering landing page optimization and what you need to do on your landing page so that you can get that search traffic. This is very important, especially if you're going after Google, Yahoo, and Bing. There are some very important things that you need to have on your landing page, very important formats that you want to have. A couple years ago, Google kind of went on a rampage and, disabling and getting rid of a lot of accounts, mostly for what we call landing page violations. So a lot of these markets, a lot of these websites and website owners have come out of the market. So what has happened since then? That means a lot of these markets are now wide open because where there used to be 50 advertisers, there's now 10 advertisers. And what everyone's thinking is, there's no way to advertise in Google, Yahoo, or Bing. What they don't realize is there is. You just have to play by Google's game. So or by Google's rules, I should say. If you learn and follow what I'm about to show you, this is what I have found is working. These are the things you need to put on your landing pages that will get you inside of Google all day long and get traffic very, very cheap. But not only that, get a lot of it. If you want 1,000 visitors a day, you can absolutely do that with Google. So what I'm going to show you is going to be good for Google, Bing. It's good for Facebook, although you really don't need it that much for Facebook because right now Facebook is still letting you have a lot of the freedom that you need. They're not completely free, but you do have a lot of the freedoms that you need. And you can also use it for other networks because what I'm going to show you, especially the video sales letter template, converts very well with other networks as well. With Google, there's some things you need to do, like I said, but we're going to cover that here. Let's talk about quality score. First of all, what is quality score? Both Google, Yahoo, and Bing are going to look for something called quality score. And quality score is their measure or their way of ranking your website or judging if your website really is what the keyword you're bidding on says. So if you're bidding on the keyword weight loss, they go out, Google goes out and says, let's see, is this website really about weight loss? And if it's not about weight loss, it gives you a lower quality score. So here's what that means. If you've got a quality score of 10, Google may tell you that, hey, if you want to bid on the keyword weight loss, it's going to cost you 10 cents a click. So 100 visitors is going to cost you $10. But if your quality score is a 5, Google may say, hey, you have to pay 50 cents a click. So 100 visitors is going to cost you $50. And if your quality score is terrible, it is a 1 or 2, Google may tell you you have to pay $2 per click. So that same 100 visitors now costs you $200. So high quality score, 100 visitors costs you $10 versus low quality score, 100 visitors costs you $200. Which one would you prefer? You're better off making sure you set your web page up correctly so that you can get that lower cost per click. So the question is, how does landing page affect your quality score? The design of your page, the layout of your page, and where you add things is going to impact your quality score very easy. Because if Google cannot find what it's looking for, then it's going to say this website really is not about what the keyword they're bidding on. Last thing Google wants to do is send traffic to a visitor, so someone who searched in Google, to a web page that really is not about that page. Right? Think about that. You can bid on the keyword Britney Spears and take them to an adult website if you wanted to, right? So how do they make sure? Look at the quality score. So the important areas where Google and Bing are going to look at, we're going to look at this, and that is the title. That is the actual title of the web page. Many people would tell you title is not important. Title actually is important because that's one of the first places Google is going to look for that keyword. That's why when we look at our keyword research, grouping of these keywords is important. That's why you'll see why we do that. Your description. Your description is in your title tag. If you don't know where your title and your description tag is, just have your website designer or whoever's working with you take care of that. So you want to make sure your main keyword group is inside the title. You want to also make sure your main keyword group is inside the description. The next thing is going to be your body copy. Google is actually looking to see if your keyword is in your body copy. What I find works very well is you want to make sure your keyword is towards the very top of your copy, somewhere at the top, maybe in your H1 tag you might create. Again, this is something, if you need to, have your web designer look at this. If you tell them H1 tag, they should know what that is. So you've got at the top. The other thing that I found is towards the end of your copy. So if you've got a web page with 3-4 pages of content, you absolutely have to make sure your keyword is in the first paragraph, and you absolutely have to make sure your keyword is in the last paragraph, preferably the last sentence of the page. Google is scanning from top to bottom, and as they do that, they're looking to see if this web page really is about weight loss. The keyword weight loss is not going to be in there only one time. The other thing that you want to make sure you have on your page is what we call LSI keywords. So go into Google, type in your keyword, and scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. Once you get to the bottom of the page, Google has something called suggested searches. Those keywords you want to make sure you add and sprinkle on your page. You know, it doesn't have to be all of them. Just take 1 or 2 of them, sprinkle it in your copy here or there. Because Google says if your web page is about apple pie, then you should talk about pie crust, pie filling. And so it's the same thing. If your keyword is weight loss, then you should be talking about fat burners and, you know, low calorie, whatever the suggested bids are. The other thing you want to do is in your images, make sure you've got images on your web page that have alt tags, alternative tags they call this, and make sure your main keyword is the alternative tag. Again, your web designer should be able to do this for you. The other place that you want to look at having your main keyword is in the anchor text. Your anchor text is the actual, when you link out to a web page and you know what you click on, the words that are usually blue and underlined, that is your anchor text. So instead of having a button that says home, a lot of times what I will do is at the bottom of the page, I will have that button, instead of it saying home and taking it back to my home page, I will have it be the main keyword, and I take that back to the home page. So again, the anchor text, you know, in the footer of your URL of your website, you've got your URL, your links again, your home, your about us, your privacy policy, and all that. Instead of home, I have it say my main keyword, and then I link it back to my home page. That does a couple things. Number one, Google likes it for quality score, but number two, it helps for organic rankings as well. So your body is extremely important for your anchor text. Your ad, you want to make sure that main keyword is also in the ad. I mean, it should be. If someone typed in fat burners, then you should have the word fat burner in the ad. Google says if the customer typed that in, if the ad says fat burner and then the website says fat burner and there's links pointing back to the home page that says fat burner, this web page must really be about fat burners. So you want to do that. And then, like I just mentioned, your keyword also. Now, these are good for both Google, Yahoo, and Bing as well. Okay, all 3 of those. So let's look at what Google looks for that's going to be a little bit different than what Bing or Yahoo looks for. First of all, Google's main thing is they like a web page or website to look like a website, not like a long copy sales letters. You just have to make your page look like a website. And the way that you do that, and I'll show you, is you stick links in your navigation that point to different elements in your website. I will show you that in a second with a template that we use, and we've kind of stripped it and dumbed it down, and we'll show you what that is in a second. So not just a squeeze page or a sales page, but an actual website. Now, you can have a squeeze page. You can have a sales letter. The key is that squeeze page cannot be the only page in the website. In other words, you get to the website, the only thing you can do is opt in or leave. Google wants to see when they get to that page and you're asking that customer for the name and email address, can they click on your homepage? Can they click on your About Us? Can they click on Contact Us? Can they click on Order? If the answer is yes, Google is okay with that. So most people think Google has an issue with you collecting a name and email, and that is not the case. What they have an issue with is that's the only reason your page exists, is to collect name and email. So you want to make sure they can go to other places on your website. So like I said, you can still have a squeeze page, but just must be part of a site, not the only thing on the site. The other thing that is extremely, extremely important, I cannot stress this enough, absolutely must have a privacy policy, your disclaimer, and your terms of service. Google wants to know what's the rules, and they want you to let the people know what are the rules. What are you going to do with this email address once you collect it? Why are you asking me for this email address? So typically what I like to do is I will have a link to privacy, disclaimer, terms of service on the bottom footer of my webpage. And a lot of times all I do is I go out and I find a website that has one on there, and I will take it and rewrite it. You know, I'm not an attorney, so you probably want to talk to an attorney to make sure you write one that is valid. I'm just telling you what I do. Don't know how legally valid that terms of service is for the ones we use, because we're borrowing them and just kind of modifying them. But the safest bet, have an attorney or some legal site like LegalZoom or one of these places put one together for you. But you absolutely need to make sure you have these. The other thing is you want to make sure that you have no unverifiable claims. I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you. Google is actually reading your sales copy. Yahoo and Bing is not reading your sales copy, but Google is. So when you say something on your website, if you say, I am the best realtor on the planet, then you have to give Google proof why you are the best realtor on the planet. Did you just say that, or did somebody else come up with that? If you say we do this faster than everybody else, you've got to show Google proof that you do this faster than everybody else. Because when they read this, they're going to say those are unverifiable, unsustained, or unsubstantiated claims. And that will cause you to get what's called a landing page violation shutdown. They will shut your page down until you make those changes. And if you do that enough times, you will actually lose your Google AdWords account, and you don't want that. So make sure anything you say, the next thing you should say in your mind is this something I need to prove? Hey, if I said, I sold 100,000 ebooks online, I can prove that. I've sold 100,000 ebooks online. If I were to say I am the best internet marketer on the planet, Google's going to say, well, why are you the best, and who said that? So hopefully that makes sense. The other thing is, in your privacy statements, you want to make sure you've got your contact info. I don't know why they actually read people's privacy statements, but they actually do. And you just got to make sure your phone number is in there. And you also got to make sure that you have an unsubscribe policy. This is how you can get off of my mailing list. So if you're collecting email addresses in your terms of service or in your privacy, whichever one, make sure you have on there, here is how you can get off of my mailing list. Send an email to this address or call this number. Google will actually look to make sure that that is there. When it comes to testimonials, you can use them. Sometimes you may have to just put a disclaimer near the testimonials that says, hey, this is not typical. These are people who are taking more action than others. Not everyone is going to do the same thing. Just when you look at your testimonials, make sure you pick a testimonial that exemplifies something that the average person could do. That's going to be very important. Okay, now Google will let you do long copy sales letters. Yes, you can. If you've got a 20, 30 page sales letter, that same direct response sales letter that's so powerful for many, many years, you can actually do that. You don't see them a lot in Google because people think that they can't, but you can. Again, you just have to make it part of the website, not the only thing in the website. Like I've said already, Google is reading your content. Now, there's something called bridge pages, and you want to avoid these. Now, let me explain what a bridge page is. A bridge page is a page that exists only to take the customer from Google to something else. So they go from Google, they type in a keyword, weight loss, they land on your page, And the only thing on your page is affiliate links or search engine links to other offers. That's a bridge page. So Google's mindset is they could have gone directly from Google straight to the landing, to that final destination. Why do we need you in the middle? So how do you make sure that you aren't creating a bridge page? The way that you do that is by providing value and content on your page. So you may have a web page that's really the goal of this page is to get an affiliate sale, but provide content, have articles, have things on there that educate the consumer and let them say, hey, I like this. Let me go to this other web page here and see what it is that you're asking me to buy. Long as there's content and value on your website, it's not considered a bridge page. I would tell you it's a good idea to read Google's terms of service and their privacy page. What you want to do is go to Google and do a search for AdWords policy guidelines. I will tell you it is an absolute must. AdWords policy guidelines. Go ahead and read that. Now, if you get the landing page correct, you can sell anything with PPC, even ClickBank products. If you want to go out and take Click products directly out of ClickBank and sell them using Google AdWords, you can absolutely do that. So let's talk about that and what you need to do. Here is an example of the traditional way of doing sales copy. This is what we've done for years and it works and it's good. And you're probably familiar with this. It's your headline, some text, a subhead, some more text after that, your benefits, your testimonials, your order button, your call to action, your guarantee, some more testimonials, and your PS. Right? Isn't that what you've probably been used to seeing? And Google shut all of that down a couple years ago, somewhere around 2010. But here's the thing. People thought when Google started shutting these down, it was because of long copy sales letters. And like I said just a little while ago, that's not what Google was doing. Google was getting rid of the one-page sales letter. And that is the page that exists only for this one page. So what Google has done is they've allowed you to do this, but you got to have multiple pages on your website. So most marketers have disappeared. So what did that do? It created a void. There is a huge void right now and a huge opportunity for those who are doing this. And I am slowly or silently killing it doing offers and selling different products in ebooks. Most people think it's hard to sell an ebook on Google. I've been selling ebooks and have never stopped. Why? Because I found out what needed to be done. So let's show you some of the different templates that I've used to sell ebooks and information product directly out of Google AdWords. Here is the first one. So as you can see here, this is the template. What I've done is basically I've stripped down our templates that we use, and we'll use this format for a lot of different products. So as you can see here on the left hand side, first of all, let's start with the middle. In the middle, we have our headline. Underneath the head, the big headline, which we're going to have in red, we're going to have some text. We're going to have some more text, and then we're going to have an opt-in box. Okay, so we have an opt-in box where we're asking people for their name and email address. That's what we have on the first page. We have that there because I want to get their name and email address. On the right-hand side is where we'll have our success stories. I don't call them testimonials. I will call them success stories. And by the way, success stories I will put as an image because I don't want Google reading it. So they can't read the image. Who knows if they ever will be? Right now they can't. So we make the word success stories an image. And I will usually have 3 or 4 of these going down the right-hand side of the page. Now, on the left-hand side, what I will have, these are links. So let's go back one page, and then I'm going to show you exactly what we've done. So what we've done here is we've got, see how we have some text, some more text, and other text? All I've done is I've taken these, and instead of it being on one page, I will have one page for this text, another page for this text, another page for the benefits, another page for the testimonial, and another page for the buttons. So traditionally, this was one long sales letter that could have been 20 pages long. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it becomes 6 pages, right? So let's fast forward. So looking at it here on the left-hand side of the page, this becomes my navigation. This becomes some text. This is some text number 2. This is some text number 3. This is our order button. This is our testimonial. This is our call to action. So you see, when you click on this, it will go to a secondary page that will have this text. The other thing that I do to make it easy for my customers, people reading, is I add a big button at the bottom of the page that says next. So when you read this page, I want you to click next. Let me show you why that is. Going back here, when you read this headline, I want you to read this next. When you read this, I want you to read this next. When you read that, I want you to read this next. When you read that, I want you to read this next. Right? I don't want you to read this first and then read the order button next because it's out of sequence. So to control that, I add the next button. So when you read paragraph 1, you click next, you read paragraph 2, click next, read paragraph 3. Now, obviously, it's going to be more than a paragraph, but you get the idea. I can still force the consumer to read my content in a sequential fashion by having the next button. Now, on the left-hand side here, these buttons are basically the titles of each page. If this page, the secondary page, is Why Us, then my headline is going to be here. Why Us is going to be the second headline. So I'm still controlling what the consumer sees in the order that they see it. But Google sees multiple links, multiple pages. So in their mind, hey, this is a traditional website. So they like that. So let's show you what happens once you click the next button, or if you click on that second link on the left-hand side. As you can see, we go to the next page. The top left, I'm going to put the title, which is Why Listen to Me. And then I'm going to have the text, which is Why Listen to Me. I'm still having my testimonials on the right-hand side. Typically, I will have the same testimonial on all pages. If you want to be creative and you've got a lot of testimonials, you can put different testimonials on all the different pages. I really, out of laziness, I'm just keeping the same thing. Again, at the bottom, we have the next. They click on that and then they go to the next page. This format here is if you're selling your own product, your own ebook. Okay, this is the format that you're going to use. Now, let's talk about the video sales letter. Now, the video sales letter is nothing more than your sales letter that you spoke into a PowerPoint presentation. I will actually do an example of one of the later modules. So you're taking your sales letter, you're turning it into a PowerPoint presentation, and boom, you record it and you upload it to YouTube or wherever you want to be, and you put it into your website. Let's show you that template. What I'm also going to do is show you, if you're using other networks, what you need to do with this here. So as you can see here, first thing I have is home, about us, order now, and contact us. I have links across the top. Okay, so on the other template, our links are going down the left, and this one we have them going across the top. This is typically the links that I will put: home, about us, order now, contact us. If you want to put more, you can. It's up to you. I don't want people clicking around, so that's why I don't have more. On the left-hand side here, you have a link which is to the presentation. When they click on that, I will show you in a second where they go. In the middle, we have a picture of the video player which links to the presentation. This is actually not the video. So when you look at this here, all I do is I take a screenshot of my video and I save it as an image, and then I put it right here in the very beginning. And what I will do on that image is I will put a headline. Who else wants to learn how to make money from home? Whatever my headline is, I put that in there because I want people to click. Okay, now this is an image, and I will tell you why. In a second, it'll make more sense to you why it is an image and not the actual video here. Second, right underneath of that, I'll have an opt-in box. Sometimes I may have a paragraph or two, but here I will put an opt-in box. What is your name and what is your email? I'll put some testimonials here. By the way, I also put testimonials in the videos as well. But the reason I do this here is because, number one, if you're coming back to this page for the second time, or maybe you're just hungry and you don't need to watch the video, here's some testimonials, here's my order button. On the left-hand side, we have articles. I have 3 or 4 article links that we'll put here. So I'll put 3 or 4 article titles, and then they go to those pages. So in Google's mind, this is a web page. In Bing and other search engines, this is a website. This is not just a sales letter. It is a website. So let me show you what happens once you click on this video, because you're thinking this is the video when you look at it because of the image, but it's not. It's just an image. When you click on it, this is where you're taken to. You're taken to this page here, which has the video and an order button. Now, here's the important thing, folks. You got to get this right here. This video is going to auto play. Soon as they click on that link, this video starts playing. I take all the controls out of the video. There is nothing that they can pause or anything like that. I'm sorry, they can pause. So let me take that back. Sometimes I have it where they can pause. Other times I have it where they cannot even pause. But I never, ever, ever put a fast forward or rewind button here. There is a tool that I use for that, and I forget the name, but I will put the link below this video. It's a great video player, and it controls my videos for me. The next thing I do is I will have an order button. Now, depending on what I'm doing, sometimes I have the order button pop up immediately, so as soon as they click on it, they see it. Other times, I will have the order button be silent, and they can't see it until a certain point in the video where it says, okay, now it's time to order, and then the order button pops up. Now, notice something. There is no buttons on this page. There is none. The only thing you can do on this page is watch the video, order, or leave. That's it. See, on this page, we couldn't have the video playing here. First of all, it's the landing page. This is the first page they're going to get to. Google will not let you have a video that autoplays. They don't want that. Secondly, I don't want my main sales message competing with all these other links on the web page. I don't want it competing with the opt-in box. I don't want it competing with the testimonial. So if I was playing the video and you were watching the video on this page, there's too many distractions. Where on this page, there's nothing else. Now, because you left the landing page here, you clicked on a link and then you went here, now you're in my sales funnel. So Google says you can do what you want. Right? So now I don't need the links. Now I don't need the terms of service. Now I don't need the privacy policy. I don't have any of that stuff on this page because I'm not trying to distract the customer. So this is the two templates. Now, if you are doing affiliate marketing, you can actually use this template for affiliate marketing. And by the way, by affiliate marketing, I mean you're selling somebody else's product. So what I would do differently here is this. On the left-hand side, as you can see here, instead of them being links, which is your home, about us, products and services, just make them articles. Article 1, Article 2, Article 3. And talk about the product. Why buy this product? What is this product? So it's almost as if you built a web page for a product that you were selling, except the order button is in the sales is happening on somebody else's website. Take testimonials from their website, put it on your website. If you have to call the site owner and ask them if it's okay to do that, take the time to do that. Especially if you can have an affiliate offer where you can make thousands a month. It's worth the extra 5 minutes to do that. So you can use this template if you're doing affiliate marketing as well. So what's going to happen, folks, on this page, you're going to see a link for the templates. My programmer is working on them, and actually at the time you're listening to this, if you see the link down below, then they're already ready. But you take the templates, you can have your web designer, your programmer build them out for you. They're in WordPress, so very easy to manage. You'll be able to change the background. What we've done is we've just put all the elements in the right places for you. All you need to do is add your content and change your background colors, which they're easily done, and that's it. So guys, this is our training on landing pages and quality score. It's a very, very important piece of the puzzle, and I wanted you to get this right because when you go to create your campaigns, which we will do in the next few modules, you need to have your landing page done. So we're going through all the things that are important for you to have done. So when we go to build our campaign, there is no time lost. You can, boom, get started right away. So we'll see you on the next module.